Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Draw with Piero. I'm Kuya Piero, and this video is the second part of my 3-part series where we will talk about art and anatomy. In this video, we will talk about the male and female anatomy. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Now, a great example of this comparison would be Mr. and Mrs. Incredible from the Incredibles movies. See that Mr. Incredible has wide shoulders but a small waist. His entire body also looks like a Dorito or an upside-down Illuminati. The actual male body is also like that. Mr. Incredibles is, well, just exaggerated, I guess. Let's get what we learned from Mr. Incredible and apply it here. So first, I like starting with the head and progress from there. Once I move up until the shoulders, I like drawing 2 circles in each end just like last time. Those circles represent the deltoids, which are your shoulder muscles. Now, the reason why I separated the body into a bigger square and a smaller square is in order to know where the pecs are, also known as the chest muscles. The upper bigger square represents that, while the lower one shows where the stomach is. Next, I draw the hips and crotch area. Usually, I like drawing it like the Superman logo. No, actually, the more that I look at it, it kinda looks like briefs. Anyway, after that I draw the legs. I separate the thighs and the lower leg by drawing a circle in the middle. This represents the knees. Then draw simple feet by drawing small triangle shapes. We then go back to the arms. We progress from the deltoids and go down from there. I usually like drawing arms like oblongs. And then lastly, I finish it with fisted hands. Okay, now that we're done, let's fast forward with the details. Okay, now that we're done with the male, let's move on with the female. Since we talked about Mr. Incredible first, I believe it's appropriate we talk about his wife, also known as Elastigirl. You can see Elastigirl looks more like an hourglass compared to Mr. Incredible's body. Her shoulders and hips are roughly the same measurements if you see right here. And you know what? It's actually pretty accurate when it comes to female anatomy. The reason why she has a wider lower body is because of female genetics. Having a wider lower body allows females to give birth. Even though it's pretty exaggerated, we can still learn a lot from Elastigirl's character design. Let's apply what we learned from Elastigirl to the drawing. So, again, let's start with the head. See how I didn't make the woman's shoulders as broad as the man's? This is because we have to remember that for women, the shoulders and hips almost share the same width. If her shoulders are too broad, well, her hips will look too broad as well. Now, this doesn't apply to everyone since everybody is different. So I draw the same thing again with the deltoids and the upper chest. Now, I made an interesting choice here by separating the chest into 3 sections instead of 2. The upper chest seems unchanged, but I separated the lower chest into 2 parts. So I do the same thing with the legs as I did with the man's. Now, remember to keep in mind that women have breasts. Now, to make it easier for me to draw, I would draw them in a teardrop shape. The reason why I draw them like this is that they have their own gravity. They do not pop out like circles just like that, since they have their own weight to them. Okay, now that we're done, let's move on to the details. Okay, now that we're done with both male and female, it is clear as day that they are physically different. Let's look at the males first. You can see that the width of his shoulders is much wider compared to his hips. This is why in movies and cartoons, we usually draw men with wider shoulders. It's also shown in bathrooms as well. Now remember, with the female, the width of their hips is equal to the width of their shoulders most of the time. This is why in most media, the hourglass shape is really emphasized. So remember, in the end, men are like upside down Doritos and women are like standing bow ties. Alright, I believe that just wraps it up for the second episode and the topic of the female and male anatomy. I hope you guys learned a lot and enjoyed watching. Anyway, I hope you guys take care and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!